Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Danny Kittner back with DKFantasyFootball. Hoping you guys are all doing good. I'm doing great. So we got a mock draft today. Um, we got like the eighth spot right now in the 10 team PPR draft because in our league we play with a half point PPR, which is great and I love it. If everybody could get into that, I think they would really like it. Um, So we're at the eighth spot right now, and it looks like everybody's in the draft, so that's perfect. Um, so we got the eighth pick right now. Hopefully, I'm looking right now. Hopefully, LaShawn McCoy stays at 9, and I can just take him. I'm looking for McCoy, maybe AJ Green, but I really want to take a running back first. So, um, we'll see what happens. But get it started and let you guys know a little bit more about me and am what I like and what I'm liking this year. I'm a Steeler fan, so for all those Pittsburgh Steeler fans out there, let's go Steelers. Looking for number 7 this year. I think we have a good chance of doing it. So let's see. The first guy picked Le'Veon Bell, which is a great pick. It's my running back. Um, but yeah, so David Johnson, and Zeke, and all of them will be gone by the time I draft, but that's okay because I wasn't expecting to get them. But yeah, so let me tell you about some of these guys right here right now that I really like. Um, I really like Antonio Brown, not just because I'm a Steeler fan, but I really think with Bryant coming back, and actually me being a Steeler fan is gonna help why I think he's gonna be really good this year is because with Bryant back, I think he's gonna get back to his 2014 Brown, where he's gonna even get more catches, more yards, and he's gonna be huge. So that's definitely I'm taking him over Julio, Odell, but not over the first three running backs. You got to get those guys if you're the first three because running backs aren't as no not as much depth as the receivers this year for sure. So right now we got Bell, Johnson, Elliott Brown, which is pretty much expected. Um, so we'll see what this guy does. Hopefully he takes Julio because I really want McCoy. So as long as McCoy keeps on not getting taken, then that's pretty good. Um, so yeah, and with when top five receivers come out, we'll talk about that a little more. So I don't want to get into it too much. Oh my, he auto drafted. I hate when people auto draft. Like if you're gonna get in the draft, just freaking draft. Don't be a clown and not draft. Um, but yeah, so what I was saying was when top five receivers come out, I'll talk to you guys about that. I don't want to give too much away, but I think Odell is a right now better pick than Julio, but we'll get more into that whenever top five receivers come out. Okay. Oh wow, this guy number 7 took Devontae Freeman. So that leaves Mike Evans, AJ Green still on the table for me at number 8. I said I wanted McCoy, and that's who I think I'm gonna stick with because I think hopefully that these next guys will go, and that's gonna leave a lot of receivers for me coming up at 13th for my next pick. So let's take McCoy, get that running back there. And this is my first time drafting 8th. I haven't drafted 8th yet, so we'll see how I do and how I like it. So far, I've drafted 10th. Or actually, I've drafted mostly everything but 8th. Okay, so there goes Mike Evans. So hopefully, they get AJ Green, Nelson, Hilton, Thomas, any of those guys would be perfect. And the thing is, I know Caden was talking to you guys about this, but Murray at 17 is a steal. He should be top. I think he should be top 10. He should be getting drafted way earlier. So he's definitely a steal, and he's gonna be good. So that's a really good running back to take. And at 17, I don't think he should be going that late. So if you can get him, if you can get him third round, that's a big steal. But it's risky because he's been going the first round. Evans, Green, Nelson, Hilton, so all receivers. So that leave me with Thomas, Gordon, Howard, Bryant. I'm not big on Bryant this year. I don't really think that. I mean, Dak's good, and I think he's going to be okay, but I'm not taking Des Bryant that high. If he's there in the third round, maybe I'll take him, but definitely not that high. That's a little too much. So let's see. I think I'm gonna. It's tough to pass on these receivers, but like I said, I mean, there's a lot of receivers, and I'll show you why. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take Murray and get my two running backs right now. I do like Murray more than Howard and Gordon. He's better, and I think he's on a better team for sure. So it's tough passing on Michael Thomas, and well, really not really any of the other guys, but really tough passing on Michael Thomas. But I'm going Murray because I think he's really good. Um, but yeah. So let's see. So Gordon, I think Gordon and Howard are good too. I wouldn't take them over Demarco. I think Murray's gonna be really good. Get back to what he did last year. Um, so really, any of those guys are good. But if Murray's there, take him. So Des Bryant. See, he's just going early for me, but I don't know. Oh, but I was saying, so this is my first time drafting eighth. I drafted at 10th, and basically I think 9, 8 are the only ones I haven't drafted yet in mocks. But I think 10th, I got a really good team drafting at 10th a couple days ago. Um, 10th and 3rd have been my favorite so far. But really, I mean, you don't really get to choose where you're going to pick, so you kind of got to be ready and be prepared for wherever you pick. So that's why it's good to do the mocks and get different places so you know where you can take different guys at. So Michael Thomas is going at 16. I would have taken him more. I would have taken him before Bryant. Cooper, Howard, Gronk. Wow. Um, Cooks. Wow. Back to back Patriots. Gurley. Wow. Jay falling. I don't know about that because Jay projected. They were talking 300 plus carries this year, and that's huge. If you give the ball 300 times, most likely the running back's going to produce. So if Jay is there, I don't know if I take him here because I already got my two running backs. Aaron Rodgers, dang it, I wanted to get him. Baldwin, but you don't really have to take quarterback that early. Like I explained the top. Well, actually, I didn't explain it, but in my top 5 fantasy QB rankings, Aaron Rodgers is my number 1, so that's a really good pick for Team La Pache. Um, JJ now goes. So what I was saying was with the receivers, when I was taking Murray, or when I took Murray and McCoy, there were still receivers there. What I was talking about was there's not too many running backs. So you want to get those early, get the good running backs early, and get your running backs are going to produce and get you good points because now coming into receivers, Jarvis Landry, a great PPR receiver, still here. You got Golden Tate, Julian Edelman, Michael Crabtree, ton of receivers. Tyreek Hill, which is he's one of my favorite guys this year. Like I am getting him on my team. And when real drafts come, I'm getting him on my team because so he's way down there too. So yeah, we're gonna go. I'm not big on this guy. Alshon Jeffrey should be ranked 50. Stay away from him. I don't even care. Philadelphia, they're gonna be okay, but Alshon Jeffrey is really not that good. Think about it. It's just he was okay when Marshall was there, but that was because Marshall was balling out and Jeffrey was just kind of feeding off that. He's not really all that good. Demarius Thomas, I would take Emmanuel later on. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go Jarvis right here. I'll go Jarvis Landry, and then we'll see what happens right here at this next pick. Um, but yeah, I don't. DeAndre Hopkins could be good. I mean, I know he had a tough year last year, but I'm still staying away from him or staying away from him until maybe 5th round. I don't really want to take him yet. But yeah, Alshon Jeffrey, I really don't like him. I don't think the Eagles are going to be all that good, and we have to. I wouldn't. I'm not really taking too many of their receivers. They're just not gonna be too big in the pass game. I don't think. Um, DeAndre Hopkins, I would stay away from too. I think Lamar Miller is a good pick, but the Houston wide receiver, actually, I do like Will Fuller. Will Fuller, I think, is going to be good because DeAndre Hopkins still the number 1, so he's going to draw more attention. Will Fuller, who can play in the slot and everything. I think he'll be actually pretty good. Tight ends, you don't have to take those yet unless you have Gronk. Don't take a tight end right now. So let's see. I really do like Crabtree, but Golden Tate's still there, and he's a huge PPR receiver. Ton of catches, number one in Detroit. Um, so he's really good. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably go ahead and take Golden Tate. Yeah, we'll take Golden Tate. Julian Edelman, I really like. My he's my top three favorite receiver in the league, but I gotta take Golden Tate right now because he's number one there. In New England, they got a lot of options. You got Gronk, obviously. But as you can see, Alshon Jeffrey falling because I think people are starting to realize that why take him that early. I mean, he's ranked 22 and we're in the 35th pick, so these guys are smart. Sammy Watkins, I'm not big on either. Not early. I don't think. I mean, the Bills. You got McCoy. McCoy's gonna do. He's really good. And he's gonna get you points, but their passing game is okay. Allen Robinson, I do actually like. I think he can come off after kind of a rough year last year. I think he'd get back to what he was doing. Um, Crabtree, the Oakland Raiders, take guys on their offense. They are going to be good. Crabtree, Cooper, I think Lynch. Lynch is going to be a boomer or bust, actually, if Lynch could either come and be really good or he's not going to be that good, but I think he's going to be good. So okay, Tom Brady goes. Really at this point, if Tom Brady and Rodgers are gone by how it is right now, I'm not going to take a quarterback until 6 or 7. And in my top 5 rankings, next would be I would take Matt Ryan and then Drew Brees and then Russell Wilson. But how that guy he took Rodgers up at 22. I think that's a little bit too early. So I think more around like 30 is a good time to take Rodgers if he's there because he's going to be he's going to score the most points in fantasy this year. Well, actually, no, I take that back. He's going to score the most points out of quarterbacks. Bell or Johnson, I think, will be scoring the most out of skills. So let's see what we got going on. Keenan Allen Robinson's still there. Because I mean, Jacksonville's going to throw the ball, and we don't know how Leonard Fournette's going to be. I know Blake Bortles is back there, but he had a rough year last year, so he's got more upside because he did so bad last year. Matt Ryan got taken. So Allen Robinson might not be a bad pick, and like I said, Sanders, I actually do like him more than I like Demaryius Thomas, DT. I think Sanders is better. You got Devontae Adams is a good number 2, but there's just so many people there that I think I like Kelsey. I mean, he's a number 1 there with Tyreek Hill. Him and Tyreek Hill, if you get both of them, that could be big because you're getting, 2 guys are going to touch the ball a ton. I mean, their running game is going to be okay. Spencer Ware's still there. But Kelsey's going to be huge, bringing in targets, catches. Hill's going to be bringing in a ton of touches. And see now, like what I told you, you take those running backs early, you don't have to worry about that. Now you got a lot of receivers and good options here. And a guy that I actually really like is Bilal Powell. The Jets are going to be terrible. Jets stink. They are going to be bad. So sorry to Jet fans out there, but you got to know this is going to be a rough year. But someone's going to touch the ball, and Bilal Powell is going to be a good PPR back. Let me tell you. Let me make my pick, and I'll continue talking with him. I think I'm going to try and take him if 53 if I can get him. Right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and take Travis Kelce as my tight end because he just is so dynamic that I don't want to pass on him. He's going to be good. But Bilal Powell, what I was saying was that he's a good PPR back. He's going to catch the ball, and he's going to score more than Forte. I think he's going to be more involved in that offense than Forte is. Bilal Powell is more of a dynamic, explosive player. I really like Forte. I just think he's getting towards the end of his career a little bit. That Bilal Powell is going to be a better PPR back. In standard, maybe Forte might be a better pick, but Bilal Powell, I think you gotta look out. You gotta look for him because he could be a good pick this year. I might even think about taking Drew Brees here to get my quarterback locked in. Because in this round 6 pick, I could take my quarterback and have him, squared away with a good quarterback that's gonna give me points. And then we'd have Drew Brees and then McCoy and Murray with Landry, Tate, and Kelsey. That sounds like a pretty good team to me right now. But it's tough to pass on Allen Robinson. That's really tough because he's still number one out there. I mean, he's the number one receiver still out there right now. And that's good. And he's good. He's a good receiver. His production last year was because of Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles stunk last year, so don't blame that on Allen Robinson. Now, so Drew Brees got taken. I'm not going to worry about taking a quarterback then right now. So that's going to get a tough pick because I really like Bilal Powell. But I got two really good running backs, different bye weeks, so that's perfect. I never even really look at bye weeks either. I just draft and then, I mean, yeah, it can hurt you, but it's in 1 week. I think you're okay. I usually get lucky just drafting my guys, and they don't end up having the same bye weeks. So I think, I mean, wow, Brandon Marshall, I didn't even see that. Got taken really early. I think at this point, I'm going to take Allen Robinson. He's the number one receiver there. I'm just going to take him and go with it in Jacksonville. So now looking down at my next pick, I really hope I can get Tyreek. I really hope Tyreek Hill falls into that so I can get him on the bench. But probably actually, yeah, should have taken Tyreek Hill now because you give him the flex. But we'll see what happens. But guys, another guys I really like this year, Jameson Crowder is gonna be good in Washington. Number 2, he's gonna play in the slot a lot. He was producing last year. I don't know about Denver's running backs. I don't know about C.J. Anderson. I mean, that running that backfield right there is like a carousel. I mean, you got him, Devonta Booker, um, and then you also got Jamal Charles. I know he's hurt right now, but he's most likely gonna be ready for season. So you're gonna have 3 running backs back there. So that's kind of a risky pick because you don't know what's gonna happen in that backfield. So I would stay away from that. Spencer Ware, he'll be okay. He's not a bad pick. Diggs, I think Diggs is a great receiver. I really like Stephon Diggs. It's just Sam Bradford is what scares me. I don't know about the quarterback there. I'm not a big fan of Danny Woodhead. I don't really know. Baltimore's, I don't know. I would stay away from that. I would stay away from Ty Montgomery because Green Bay's not a running team. I mean, I know he catches. He actually does. He catches the ball still a lot as a running back, but I guess I got to run the ball at some point. So he's not a bad pick, but no, he's not my favorite. I like Tevin Coleman out of more than C.J. Anderson, Danny Woodhead, and Ty Montgomery. I don't like him more than Spencer Ware, but I do like him more than those other running backs. Tyreek Hill got taken. That makes me mad. That makes me really mad. But yeah, I do like Tevin Coleman because I mean him and Devontae Freeman obviously is a starter there and plays the biggest role, but um, Tevin Coleman still scores a lot. He's still a really good. I mean, he's a really good running back, and there was a game last year they both went for 30 points. So he's still like they do 2 running back sets a lot, and he does get a lot of touches. And I think on a more explosive offense, I would take Tevin Coleman. All right, I'm looking. Martavis Bryant, I think he is ranked way too low. He's coming off suspension. This guy had a great rookie year, a lot of touchdowns. You got Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell on that offense, so it's going to draw a ton of attention already. Martavis Bryant, who's a big physical receiver coming back in the red zone when when Steelers need to score. Ben's going to want to look at Martavis Bryant for target. I mean, he's going to target him. Martavis Bryant, I think, is going to get you, and they got him projected 7 touchdowns. I think he could reel in 9, and I probably goes over 1,000 because he's going to be good. I mean, he's projected 211, and it's more than all these guys up here. And I think that's right. Martavis Bryant is going to be good, so I'm going to take him now. That's a really good receiver. And it really helps because he's going to be a really good touchdown guy. And I got my other two receivers right now, Jarvis Landry and Golden Tate, are PPR guys. So they're going to be getting a lot of catches with yards. So that's going to help Allen Robinson and Martavis Bryant are touchdown guys. They're going to reel in touchdowns. Um, so that's another reason why I like taking those two guys. So I guess we can start looking at a quarterback. I don't really know yet. I mean, Wilson actually is out. Wilson, excuse me. Wilson is actually still out there. So if he's here at 73, I might take him. Unless Jameson Crowder is still available. I don't know if he's going to be available though. He actually might. Dante Moncrief is another guy, like number two on that offense. They can't run the ball. They throw a lot. Luck throws a lot. And yeah, Ty and Moncrief. Philip Dorsett, yes, is there, but he's a number three. D-Jack, I like D-Jack, but Deshaun Jackson I wouldn't take yet. There's more guys that I'd take. I'd take Jameson Crowder. James So thanks a lot, Team the Rose, but that's okay because I think I'm gonna go ahead and take my quarterback now. Russell Wilson's sitting there. Russell Wilson's sitting there. He's my fifth quarterback, so I don't really want to wait. I'd rather take him. I feel more safer with him. Um, and yeah, I don't want any of these guys. I can wait on them. I'm gonna take Wilson. Get my quarterback right now. So far we got Wilson. He's a good quarterback. McCoy and Murray, those are stacked running backs, and the receivers are actually stacked with a really good tight end. So far I'm actually really liking this team. I would have rather now looking back, I should have taken Tyreek Hill instead of who did I take? I think I took Allen Robinson. I should have taken Tyreek Hill, but that's okay. Because getting Martavis Bryant really helped. And and yes, and a sleeper actually that has been going like round 9, around 10, around this area. Actually, not even. The guy's been going around like round 11, 12 is Amir Abdullah. Um, I know Theo Riddick's there, but Amir Abdullah was supposed to be the starter last year, and then due to injury, Riddick played the starting role and a bigger role because Abdullah was done the whole year. But Amir Abdullah, I think, is the better running back. He's more explosive. He's more dynamic, more versatile. I like Theo Riddick, but he's more of a pass catching running back. Amir Abdullah can catch, but he's more of a running back. And I think Amir Abdullah will take over the starting job and be the starter. So that's a starting running back for Detroit, which they can pass the ball, so they're going to need to run the ball. And I think Amir Abdullah can get you points. So a guy that's ranked 80 is a steal. Take him, right in here, right round. So at 88, if I can still get him, I'm gonna get him. But hopefully he falls me. I hope these guys up here don't pick him. I'm staying away from Rashard Matthews. Actually, at the beginning of the year, I really was liking him, but now that they brought in Corey Davis and Eric Decker, his value kind of goes down because Eric Decker, I think, is going to be, if you're going to take a receiver on their team, I think you take Eric Decker first. They got Delaney Walker, and then Rashard Matthews and Corey Davis are kind of like back to back, but I think Corey Davis is actually still going to be better. So I'm staying away from him. I really don't like any Baltimore fantasy players. They're not really big fantasy guys. Baltimore isn't. Yeah, he can take Mike Wallace. Go ahead. Take Rashard Matthews. That's fine. Kyle Rudolph. And he took Amir Abdullah. Freaking gotta be joking. My goodness. Alright. Well, dang it. That's okay though. You always gotta look for someone else. So my other guy, who's another huge sleeper, which I will take right here. If this guy does not take him, I'll be perfect. Not him. 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 Golden right there. That's what I'm looking for. Willie Snead, a number 2 in New Orleans, with a great quarterback throwing to him. He's a great pick. I mean, they throw the ball a ton. He's a number 2 there, which he'll work in the slot and everything. all that, and he's been good. And now with Brandon Cooks leaving, he's a number 2 there, so Michael Thomas is going to be outside. At least he'll play outside too, but he'll play in a slot, and I really think he's going to get a lot of targets and a lot of catches. Um, Possibly go for over 1,000 yards this year. So I really like that pick way back here. I think that's another steal. So there's a lot of these guys back here that you can just like pick and just be taking because these guys pass on them. I mean, I'm not taking Cameron Meredith over Willie Snead, um, Amir Abdul. Like those guys I'm telling you about, like those guys are definitely steals. So really look to see them and find them in your draft because they've been going late. So let's see. We still got, and you see how I'm loading up. I don't have another running back yet, but that's because Murray and McCoy are starters every week. These guys are great. So I'm keeping those two are going to be the starters every week until they obviously have their bye week, and then before I take someone, coming up. Oh, and that's actually what I'm going to take right now. Doug Martin, guys, he's a starting running back for Tampa Bay. Yeah, he didn't have a great year last year, but that's because their passing game increased. The passing game is still going to be good in Tampa Bay with Winston, but Martin, he did not do good last year, so he's got a lot of upside. I think he's going to bounce back. He's got 3 game suspension, and then he comes back and he got a starting running back. Okay, I'll go 3 weeks playing McCoy and Murray, and then I have Martin if he has a really good matchup. Or on their bye week, I'm playing Martin. That's a starting running back right there. So that's perfect. Those 3 running backs, I'm good. Now I just load up right now that I've been doing on receivers because you just constantly are looking for matchups there and looking for just the receivers who are going to be scoring points and scoring the most points. So I'll probably look for another receiver coming up, which I have one in mind. Yeah, we're passing on all these guys right now. Here's another good pick right here at 108, Randall Cobb. Number 3 on the Green Bay Packers, team that throws the ball a lot. Going to work in the slot. He'll be a number 3. He's going to be a great PPR receiver. He's going to get a ton of receptions. Him and Cobb, I mean, this is if he does what he did on the back end of the season last year. Second half of the season and in the playoffs, the postseason, he was huge. Like, he's scoring top 10 receiving or top 10 receiver numbers in the second half of the season and the postseason. So if he can do that, that's huge because that's gonna be a lot of points and a good pick at 108. So I like him. John Brown is a number 2 in Arizona. Uh, who else? Um, Mike Williams. I think he's gonna be good, but not that high. I'd stay away from Sterling Shepard right now. The Giants receiver, I mean, it's everywhere right now. You got Odell, Brandon Marshall, him, Evan Ingram. Lot of mouths to be fed. A lot of receivers there. So staying away from him right now because I take guys who are going to get touches over him. Tyrell Williams, that's a good pick right there. This guy went for 1,059 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. Scored 216 points, and didn't even produce really the first couple games. He came on after about week 4. So a guy who's going to be number 1 or number 2 there, I think he's going to score more than Mike Williams. He's not going to be number 1. Keenan Allen's going to be number 1, but he'll be number 2. I think he's going to score more than Mike Williams, so I would look for him more. But the guy I want right now is Randall Cobb. He did not get taken. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Randall Cobb. This is a good pick because the Green Bay Packers throw the ball a lot, and they have the best quarter. I'm sorry, not the best quarterback. They have the best fantasy quarterback this year throwing to them. Brady is the best quarterback in the league. He's the best of all time. If you don't believe that, then 1, don't at me, and 2, just stop playing fantasy football. Stop playing football. Stop trying to play just anything that's to do with football if you don't think Brady's the best. But yes, Randall Cobb, a very good pick, especially late in these rounds. Just a good guy that they come out. I mean, Packers with a good matchup, you could play Randall Cobb. You never know. Someone goes down. Um, if Devontae Adams has a season like Cobb did last year, Cobb could step up and play his role like he did a couple years ago, and you've got to be joking. Randall Cobb got taken. Oh my gosh. Freaking Team Martin, dude. Who are you? Freaking clown just took him. My goodness. Okay, so now we gotta go. And I just want to go to this. I'm gonna go to flex right now and just look. What's the most projected points right now? Marvin Jones, another guy. I don't know why he's so low. I mean, I got Golden Tate, so I'm not gonna take him. But he's. I don't know why he's so low. He was good last year until he ended up kind of dealing with injuries towards the end of the season. But I had him last year and he was huge. So I really don't agree with him being so low. So at this point, probably gonna go with my John Brown pick, number 2 in Arizona. He's gonna get targets. I mean, he's a number 2 receiver. He can take a top off a defense and catch deep balls. I don't know actually. Maybe I'm not gonna take him. I might want Will Fuller over him. Tough pick. I'm gonna stick with John Brown. Hopefully get Will Fuller next. But yeah, John Brown's just another good guy back there. I mean, maybe not a guy I'm gonna start over any of these guys unless he's got a good matchup or where he's really balling out, week in and week out, or not balling out. I mean, everybody's in the NFL. All these guys are in the NFL. Everybody in the NFL is good, but I'm talking scoring points. Let's see. So I'm thinking Will Fuller. I'm thinking Will Fuller, so I'm gonna go next. Because I already got Jarvis Landry, and I already got Golden Tate. So I'm not gonna take both. I'm not gonna take another one of those receivers because the two I have over here are number ones, and they're better than these two, by far. So I already got my tight end. See, that's why I took Travis Kelce there. Um, Actually, let's see if that guy's still there. So at tight end right now, it looks like okay. So Martellus Bennett gets drafted. Martellus Bennett is a sleeper tight end who's been going really late. If you get Rodgers, I think you really gotta go and get Martellus Bennett. But I took Kelce. Potentially could be. Let's see. So I like Will Fuller. I'm gonna take Will Fuller. I think he can be a good number 2 this year. Second year guy gets his experience his first year. Get a better quarterback situation. I think he's gonna benefit from that. But what I was saying about what was I just saying? Oh yes, about the tight ends. Um, Travis Kelce potentially could be the top scoring tight end this year. So that was one reason why I took him. Gronk, obviously, you pick first, but Travis Kelce is going to be good, and that's who their number 1 guy is, and he's a tight end. Tyreek Hill is their number 1 receiver, theoretically speaking, but I'm talking number 1 guy. I think Travis Kelce is the number 1 guy, and he's a tight end. So that's huge. But like I said, I really do like Tyreek Hill. But that's fine because we got these guys now. So 2 more bench spots and then a defense. I'm not gonna take a defense until round 15. I'm gonna take my bench guys first again. Actually, a backup quarterback, another quarterback would probably be good to take, just to have him locked in place. Oh, and there's my guy right here. Jameis Winston still available? Yes, please. Yes, sir. I mean, guy threw for 4,000 yards back-to-back seasons. He's getting experience. He's in his 3rd year, and he gets Deshaun Jackson and OJ Howard this year, and you also got Mike Evans, who you saw what he did last year. He was great. I had him on my team, and it went crazy. So Jameis Winston, I think, is going to be a really good quarterback this year. So I'll take him just due to me getting Russell Wilson and not getting Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers. I'll take Jameis Winston just so I have him. Also, just in case Russell Wilson doesn't uh, give me my points that I'm hoping he's going to give me, and I hope Russell Wilson giving me the points that I think he's going to get. I think Russell Wilson's going to be really good, but we'll take Winston as number 2. Another guy, I mean, you got Mariota. You got, it looks like Derek Carr got taken. Okay, yeah, Derek Carr got taken because that's another good quarterback to root for. So yeah, we'll take Winston over Rivers and all that. But Mariota, another good quarterback. So one more bench spot. So let's go receiver. What's the running back situation look like? Actually, if that, where's he at? Right here, Samaje Perine. Most of you guys probably do not know about this guy, but it looks like he's gonna take the starting job in Washington, which is a starting running back right there. I'm gonna take him because Robert Kelly, you're joking. He's not. That guy is not gonna get you points. So don't take him. Um, that's a little risky of a pick. I don't know about Jamal Charles yet. We'll get to see what happens, but there's just some running backs back there. Um, so Samaje Perine, they're talking about possibly him being able to. Let me check on his notes. Okay, well, possibly him taking over the starting job, which is huge if you get a starting running back in round 14. Because he's possibly the best running back there on that team. So we'll take him in case he comes out and ends up being a starter. And now I will take my defense. And I know they're going to be there, which is perfect because look at this. Well, hopefully these guys all don't take them, but that's fine because the rankings on here on ESPN for defenses are crazy. I don't know what they're doing, ranking Jacksonville to score the most points on defense. Their offense, I mean, I took Allen Robinson because I think he's going to score because their offense is going to be on the field a lot because their defense isn't all that good. They got better. They're not going to score the most points on defense. So the rankings are just really weird because really wrong. You got Jacksonville, Cincinnati, the Rams. I mean, you come down to freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spots down. The New York Giants. They're a top 3 defense in the league. They score points. I don't know why they're down so far. That's a perfect pick right there. And even, okay, Patriots defense to get taken, but they're even lower too. And the Patriots defense are going to be good. And then you also have the Texans defense get taken? Because if they did, then that was another defense. Let's see. Okay, they must have got taken because I'm not seeing them. So yeah, the Giants defense right there is a perfect defense to take. They must have got taken way back here. Okay, Broncos. So the defense they get taken. They're taking defenses way too early. I'm sorry. Okay, there's the Cardinals. But all those defenses right there, Cardinals, Broncos, Texans, Seahawks, all these defense Chiefs, these defenses are low. Their defenses are really low. And if that's how the rankings are going to be, go ahead and steal those defenses because those guys, those defenses are going to score way more points and all that. So we'll take the Giants, which is a great defense. Got close to probably the top. I mean, you got it, like I said, top 3 defense in the league. I think top 3 defensive backs. You got Jason Pierre-Paul, Olivia Verner, or Olivia Verner, not produced like he was supposed to last year, but he can come back and he's got upside. He can be better. He's gonna be better. And kickers, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't. And usually my guy Chris Boswell, one being a Pittsburgh fan, but two, he gets points. He gets a lot of points as a kicker. But I'm actually not going to take him because Steelers go for 2 a lot. A team that is going to score a lot is going to be Packers, and they don't go for 2 that much. So we'll just go ahead and take Mason Crosby. So we'll take him. So we got Mason Crosby, and that is it. Our team is filled up right there. So that is it. That's the draft. It went really well. I really do like this team. Obviously, there's some other guys like I want and everything, but with Russell Wilson at quarterback, LaShawn McCoy, Murray, running back, and then we got Landry, Tate, and Robinson for our 3 receivers. But like I said, I got Martavis Bryant, Willie Snead potentially could start over Jacksonville. I mean, not start over Jacksonville. Potentially could start over Allen Robinson, depending on the week and depending on how the season's going. Then you get it. I got top 2 tight end. I really think Travis Kelce, and he's a top scoring tight end last year. Tied Julio Jones for the most 100-yard games, like the tight end. And he's tying a receiver, Julio Jones, for the most 100-yard games of the season. Are you kidding? So I will take him all day. Um, Golden Tate and Landry, great PPR receivers, like I said. You get a top 3 defense and a pretty decent bench with Bryant. You get Doug Martin, another starting running back. Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, both those quarterbacks are. I mean, if you watched our top 5 quarterback video, if you watched my top 5 fantasy quarterback video this year, then you would know that Russell Wilson came in at number 5. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and check it out. I recommend it. It's gonna help. There will be more top 5 videos coming out, so please check them all out because they're gonna help you when you draft. But Russell Wilson Russell Wilson was my number 5 quarterback, so that's perfect. And Winston, who I think is really good too. So yep, that's it. That's the draft. That was a good draft. I do actually like number 8, the 8th pick. I still think I like number 3 and number 10. Actually, I've drafted the best team so far all year. So yeah, just thank you for listening. If you guys are still here and watch the whole mock draft, that's huge. Thank you. It's gonna help and it's gonna pay off. I promise. But yeah, thank you for tuning in and listening to and watching the mock draft. I hope you enjoyed it. Please continue to keep checking back in. We're gonna have top 5s, videos, and rankings and sleepers, and just a bunch of stuff helping you with your fantasy football season this year. Me and Caden know what we're doing and what we're talking about, so please just stay with us. Subscribe, like our videos, comment, please, everything. Thank you, I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys all next time.